Hey you guys, my name is Dave. I want to make a video and talk about a subject that has been in my mind lately, and it's a really popular subject right now, and it's mostly talked about by younger generation, younger kids, but it's not only younger kids that are dealing with this problem, it's also adults. There's a lot of us adults that are dealing with this problem, and that problem is bullying. Now, it's something that's a part of my life because I've been a victim of bullying all of my life, as a small child all the way up into being an adult. Now, to start off, we all have something that we don't like about ourselves. Everybody has one thing about themselves that if you asked that person, is there something that you would want to change about yourself? I'm pretty sure that everybody would have at least one answer. And if you were to ask me, if you were to say, hey, Dave, is there something about yourself that you wish you could change? Yes, there's one thing I wish that I could change, and that one thing is my nose. I don't like my nose. You can see it a little bit, but my nose is flat. I have a flat nose, and I've had that all my life. And I have been picked on, I've been bullied, I've been made fun of all of my life, even at the age of 44 years old. Pathetically, I have been picked on. Now I'll take off my glasses and I'll show you. You can see it a little bit, but if I get closer, and let me try to turn my face a little bit like this. If you get the side shot of me, you can kind of notice that my nose is flatter. Now, that was something that was hard for me to do because I don't like my side shot. I don't like people taking any pictures of me that show a side shot of my face. I will delete that picture or I will make you delete it. Now, this is something, like I said, that I've dealt with all of my life. I've been bullied as a small child, and let me go back years ago. I can remember being a small child and going home crying every day after school because kids were so mean to me. Kids picked on me so much and they made so much fun of me. In elementary school, I was called flat nose, I was called flat face. Kids would bully me so bad. Even girls, even little girls were picking on me. There'd be little girls that I'd have crushes on and think they were so cute and pretty, but yet they would sit there and make fun of me and call me flat nose and flat face, or oh, you're ugly. I wouldn't want to be your girlfriend, you know. And even growing up in middle school, 7th and 8th grade, all the way through high school, there was kids that would pick on me and make fun of me. And I can remember, a lot of names I was called. There's so many, but a few of them that I remember is being called flat face, or flat face from outer space. They would run around and say, oh, there's flat face from outer space, flat face from outer space, or there's flat nose. Or I can remember in high school there was kids that were juniors and seniors that were making fun of me in my, junior, senior, 10th, 11th, 12th grade years. And there was kids that were calling me Steam. A popular one was, I can remember who the person was, that there was a guy that used to call me Steam. And the reason he called me that was because he'd call me Steamroller, because he said my face looked like I got ran over by a steamroller. Or Semi was another popular one. They would call me Semi because it reminded them of the old semi trucks that used to have the flat face front on them, so they would call me Semi. Or they would call me, flat face from outer space, or flat nose, or, several other names that I can't even remember. And even out of high school, these kids that were in high school, adults at that point would see me, oh, well, there's Steam, or they would bring it back up and hurt me again. And even growing up as an adult in the workplace. Different places that I worked, I could remember being picked on by people and made fun of. And there was times that I quit my jobs because I couldn't go to work and sit there and listen to these jerks calling me these names, and I hated it. And so all of my life, I've been really hurt and picked on about this and made fun of, and it's made me feel really ugly. Um, Recently, 44 years old, recently on Facebook, I had made a post, and in my Facebook post, I made it saying that, be careful what you say to people because you could hurt their feelings. Think about it before you speak. That's what I said. If you now I remember the exact words were, if you can't say something nice to say to somebody else, basically shut your mouth, don't say anything. Well, right away, rude comments from people that I thought were my friends. And one guy even made a comment on that post and said, "Oh, I can remember back 20 some years ago when I used to work with Dave, and we used to call him flat nose and flat face, and we used to make fun of him because of his flat nose." And that really hurt. That brought back so many old childhood memories that I'm a 44-year-old man, and I freaking laid in bed and cried that night because it tore me apart. Because it freaking hurt. It was very hurtful, and it's tore me apart all my life. And to hear that as an adult, just, it's horrible. There was a person that is very near and dear to me recently that just made fun of me and was pointing out the fact that I have a flat nose, and this person's never said anything, and all of a sudden they just started laughing and making fun of me and making it obvious, and that hurt my feelings. I went home that night and cried because it was somebody that I loved dearly, and they sat there and made fun of me. And, you know, they apologized later, but it still hurts. So people don't realize that you've got to be careful what you say because you can really hurt somebody. Think, if you're going to say something to somebody or make fun of somebody about their nose or their ears or their mouth or their eyes, or if you're going to call them fat, or anything about their bodies, stop and think, because you don't realize how bad you're destroying that person's life, because that is something that will stay with them for the rest of their life. I've never forgotten the people that have made fun of me. I can remember their faces. I can remember their expressions. I can remember everything about the place that we were, the environment that we were, that person said that. Now, to end this video, I want to know if there's anybody out there that has any idea of anything that I can do that might help. If you know of any programs or somewhere that I could go, because I've talked to doctors about plastic surgery, and it can be done. They can do a nose surgery, a rhinoplasty, but it's going to cost me thousands of dollars that I don't have to do that. And I know everybody says, well, God made you the way you are, and you should love you for who you are, and you shouldn't care about what... No, you can't listen to that. No matter how many people are going to tell you that you're handsome, you're beautiful, we all know that it doesn't help. We still can't stop thinking about how ugly we are. No matter how much you try to encourage us to feel better about ourselves, it doesn't help. We don't listen to it, because there's still that hurt when you've been bullied all your life. But I've talked to a doctor recently, and he said he could do a good surgery that would pull my nose out and make it look really nice for like $4,000, but I don't have $4,000, so... And with my other medical issues going on, I can't afford it. If somebody could lead me to a direction of some programs, is there some fundraiser? I'm not trying to sound like a beggar, but is there ways that I can do a fundraiser, or is there online things that people would donate, or somebody might know of a doctor that would be willing to help me out? So hit me up, let me know if you guys know of something, but I've got to end this video, so God bless you, and think before you make fun of somebody.